Hey guys, Rob here and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to tackle a super easy project that may intimidate some people. If you've just purchased a home or you moved in a new place and you're not really sure who has the keys to the old door locks, today we're going to swap them out and I'm going to show you how to do it. Stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to show you a way that I'm going to make this door just a little more secure. It's a really easy step. All we're going to need is new locks and a screw gun. You could do it with a screwdriver, but it's going to be a lot easier with a screw gun. Alright, stay tuned until the end of the video for that tip. Alright, so the first tip I'm going to give you guys is if you have more than two locks in the house, more than two doors, and you want to key them the same, meaning that you want the same key to open all the doors in your home, there's a trick without getting a locksmith to come rekey them or buying those big 4-packs, which you can do as well. I mean, there's multiple packs, but pretty readily available. You're going to get a 2-door kit. However, if you're shopping in a big box store, there's a code on the back. Now, I'm not going to show you my code, but there's generally, in our case, there's a 5-digit code, and when you're going through the racks, just make sure you grab 2 sets that have that same code, and now both of these are going to have the same key, and you're not going to have to rekey them, so that's going to be super cool. That's our first tip of the video, so let's get into this and get this door replaced. Alright, first step we're going to do is we're going to undo the old locks, and that's just a Phillips head screwdriver or a screw gun. The inside comes out, slide the outside out, and then 2 screws right here. Okay, so we've removed the deadbolt and the handle. I'm going to leave our strike plates in this case because we're going with the same color, but if you're changing color of locks, all it is 4 more screws and take these metal plates off. But this is what your door is going to look like with the handles removed. Next step is just do all that in reverse order. Like I said, it's super easy. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is install my deadbolt, and if you note on the camera, you can see that it says up on it. And also, if you have a deeper door, you can spin this guy and make that deeper, which means if this hole is further back, you're allowed to adjust that just by spinning that. Okay, and again, we're looking at the up. We're going to put this in. In our case, generally we always put the deadbolt on top and put back the 2 screws, either the new ones or I'm just reusing the old ones, because somebody did just replace this door, but again, I'm not really sure who has the keys. Okay, same thing for the knob. What we want to do is the beveled side right here goes toward the door, because when that door hits, it's going to close. So with this unit, you can adjust it as well. There's these little tabs here that allow you to slide it out for a deeper door, or slide them back, and that's the door we want. And again, with this beveled edge right here, it goes toward the frame so that the door can close like that. That goes in like that, and 2 screws back in place. I like to put these in first, that way it stays in place and everything's lined up. Alright, so we're going to put the knob in first. Obviously the side with the keyhole goes outside, otherwise everybody's going to be able to get in your door. And we're going to slide that through. Okay, so put that through just like that. Alright, so on the inside, with the inside lock, you're just going to see that there's going to be a little rod inside, and it is directional. There is a little flat sides. And then also the inside of this is going to have, it's going to fit right around this guy, so you're going to have to play with it a little bit to get it to line up. Just like that. You're going to line that up, and then you're going to kind of twist this thing until it locks in place. There it is. So it found its groove. Okay? And then line up your screw holes. This just moves, and you're going to want to find that. That's kind of the hardest part. So in your packaging, you're typically going to have a longer bolt and you're going to have a shorter bolt. The shorter bolt is for your doorknob, the longer bolt is for the deadbolt. So just to get those correct. We're going to take 2 of these, and again, this is the trickiest part. You're just going to have to find that hole and start it by hand. There it is. So you don't cross thread this. Okay. And then find the other side. Alright, so once you have it started, then you can go ahead and use a screw gun. And you're just going to kind of, this is an awkward angle, but just make sure you don't strip that head. There you go. And sometimes I like to just go side to side to suck it in evenly. Okay, so at this point you can make sure the door knob moves freely. Try the lock, the outside's locked, and open. So that is how you install the doorknob. So next we're going to do the deadbolt. Okay, with the deadbolt, again, you're going to want to make sure that the keyhole is lined up with this part down, the wider part, and you're going to slide that in from the outside. And this has a rounded edge and a flat edge, so you're just going to make sure that lines up with this hole. There you go. Make sure that your screw holes are lined up. Alright, so we're going to install the inside, and the same thing. It's going to have a rounded side and a flat side, so these are going to have to correspond with that. And then your screw holes to line up with these screw holes. So typically we're going to put this on, and we're going to rotate that to get that out of the way of the screw holes. And you're going to just, again, by hand and feel, find the hole and get it started. Make sure the outside's straight. There we go. Okay. Again, I feel that's the hardest part. And then I can use a screw gun, cinch it down. Okay. Not too tight, otherwise it's going to bind the lock. And there we go. That works. Okay, so that is how you replace your knob and your deadbolt. We reused our strike plates, which are the two pieces that come with it. But if you were going to replace these to match a color or something like that, all you do is remove the screws here, put your new one in place, and put the screws back in. So that part's pretty easy as well. This could be a little bit tricky as well if these weren't lined up perfectly, so you want to make sure with a newer door it's pretty easy because they're all mortised in. However, older doors you may have to chisel a little bit and slide that around to make sure the door hits perfectly in this hole so it doesn't hit your metal and doesn't close. So, but that part's pretty easy. Alright guys, so I promised you a little trick at the beginning of the video that is going to make this door a little bit more secure. What I like to do is right here in the hinges, and then also right here in the strike plate, is take two of these screws out. If you look, these are tiny hinge screws, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 3-inch screw, a decking screw or whatever, 3-inch screw that's solid. Take this big screw and we're going to replace that little screw, and that's going to hit into the frame of the structure. So that's going to secure that jam just that much more if somebody was kicking on this door. It's definitely going to help out. Just driving this guy right into the same hole. Bam. So that is going to put a lot more beef if somebody's putting their foot into this door. You're not just busting out this frame or those little tiny screws. You're actually into the structure of the house, and it's just going to make this door much more solid. Okay, I'm also going to replace the screws on this side. Pull these little dinky guys out. I mean, that's all that's holding that door in place. Somebody boots that, this door is going to fly right open. And we're going to replace our tip. I mean, this is optional, guys, but you know, for a few bucks worth of screws, trick here is don't suck it all the way in, otherwise you're going to distort the frame of the door. But right now I'm hitting solid structure on both sides of this door, so if somebody's beating on this thing, it's not going to keep everybody out, but it's certainly going to give them a little bit more work. Alright guys, thank you for staying to the end of the video. Hopefully you got some information out of this. Like I said, it's super easy to replace these doorknobs, save you probably a couple $100 with a locksmith. And let us know in the comments if you've heard about putting those extra long screws in the door, and if there's anything else you guys are doing to tighten up your door against intruders or anybody who wants to put a foot through it. So leave us a comment, leave us a like, subscribe, share this with anybody who's recently purchased a home, and we'll see you guys on the next one.